Okay, back by popular demand, the 101 series. Second in the 101 series, Biceps 101. And those are my 20-inch arms, 50 centimeters plus, on a 6'4" frame at age 24. They said I would never be able to fill out my arms on a 6'4" frame, and I did. And there's been a lot of naysayers really throughout my bodybuilding life, and I've just ignored them, or they've given me strength in some way. So anyway, we're going to be talking about, we'll begin with the number one, in my opinion and in my bodybuilding experience, the number one biceps builder. And I would even go so far as to call it the number one arm builder. There is no better, and it is a standing barbell curl. A strictly performed standing barbell curl. And I usually do it in the squat rack. I start my warm-up with the bar itself, and then I add, say, 5 kilos on either side, and then another 5, and then another 5, and so forth, and I build it up, and I try to keep it as strict as possible, which is recommended, as you'll see in this footage here. That's 60 kilos there, and I perform it pretty strict, and I've seen other guys on YouTube doing a 60 kilo barbell curl and swinging like a swing in a play park. I've never seen so much swinging going on, but I can perform them pretty strict, and I recommend a weight that allows you to do it reasonably strict. Having said that, my maximum standing barbell curl, I kid you not, is 90 kilos. Of course, with a bit of swing for 2 reps. But not a lot of swing, but of course a bit. And a number of people at Day's workout saw me do that one, and their eyes sort of came out of their heads. It's good to do, but it's more a feat, something to catch on camera, but it's not necessary for bodybuilding, But I've always tested my body and taken it to the limits. And so I got it to 90 kilos. Now, second on the list here, we've got another one of really great biceps builders is preacher bench curl. And there I'm using an easy bar, which is easy on your wrists, an easy curl bar, or they have variable names for it. It's easier on your wrists. However, I do recommend actually a completely straight bar, because anything that makes it easier usually takes some stress off the biceps or limits the contraction, and ultimately you want the best contraction. Those there are 10 kilo plates, and the bar's around 7 kilos, so it's about 67 kilos, that curl, which is pretty hefty. Then there's a variation that I do with dumbbells. It's really a dumbbell preacher bench curl, but I set up one of the benches vertically. I set it up, and I do it with dumbbells on either arm. And these are the mainstay of my arm building routine, and they always have been basically throughout my life. And this is one of the ultimate ones. I always do this. I think it's how do you say, it's a rock in your routine. You can't go wrong with this one. Your shoulders isolated very well by the bench. You tuck it right under the armpit, and you get a full contraction, and it even helps. It's like a kind of concentration curl, even in that it helps develop the peak of the bicep and the fullness and the roundness, and all around it's a great exercise, and I highly recommend it to all of you out there. My previous 101 video, I advised to advanced bodybuilders in that, and I meant by advanced, I meant people who already had muscle mass, but beginners could take this routine. I'm not going to say how many reps or sets, I'm just showing the exercises, but I'd highly recommend as the number one biceps builder, and to begin with, the strict standing barbell curl. And of course, wear a belt once you start to go heavy, just to be on the safe side with your spine, you know. Always take safety first, and always keep in mind with bodybuilding longevity. Protect your longevity. You want to be a bodybuilder for many years of your life, you know. So stay safe in the gym and take precautions, and be careful. Okay, hammer curls, standing hammer curls, pretty strict, but as you can see, there's slight swing in it. This is a reasonably good exercise, and I'd advise you put it in your routine. And you can also do it as a concentration curl, sitting down with your elbow on the inside of your leg. Now, my maximum with this is 50 kilos in either hand, which is pretty crazy. And of course, quite a lot of swing in there, but it's still pretty crazy. I mean, Dexter Jackson saw a bodybuilder doing it, and he was amazed. And these are top Olympic bodybuilders, so that's what I've pulled off, is a 50 kilo in either hand. This is not quite the same. This is an alternating dumbbell curls. Here's Gold's Gym, Las Vegas, Nevada, where what's his name? Jay Cutler trains. I went there and trained on my visit to Las Vegas. Alternating dumbbell curls performed strictly are pretty good as well. I'd recommend them, They're not something to, to hang your bicep building itself on, but it's something to keep in your routine and replace and keep, and, take it out sometimes, put it back in. It's a pretty solid builder, and of course, again, it's best performed strictly. Most exercises are, but there is a virtue to putting more weight than you can comfortably curl, and putting a bit of swing into it, a bit of cheating, but taking precautions such as wearing a belt if you're going to start swinging. Okay. This is a machine preacher bench curl. I'm not really going to say I highly recommend it, but I've actually got a shoulder injury in this footage here, and that's why I started using this machine, because it slightly helped the shoulder. And you can go pretty heavy, and it's a good builder as well, But I started to realize the way it's designed, it's not distributing the weight evenly over both arms. So I still use this machine now, today, but what I do and what I advise is to do it with one hand at a time. One arm at a time. And I find that much better. Now, if you look at the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see how much weight is on the end there. It's a lot of weight, and those are all 10 kilo plates. So it's going pretty heavy. But now I do it with one hand. And then the next hand, and it's a good exercise, and it protects your shoulder and isolates the bicep. And this was some time ago, this footage. Let's see what's coming up next year. I'm literally doing a commentary over, just strung together some of my arm footage. What do we have here? Me having a good